That concludes my questions. I'm next going to turn to the ranking member, Mr. Davis, for your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to all of the witnesses. Mr. Leach, in your testimony, you said that the number one predictor of a youth's success is being loved and knowing they will continue to be loved. And I noticed that Mr. Lewis indicated and suggested that government cannot necessarily love a youth, but certainly neighbors, caseworkers, and all of the rest of us, certainly as individuals and as agencies, can. So, Mr. Leach, based on your extensive experience in Tennessee and South Carolina, what would you say are the most effective ways for child welfare programs to ensure economic and housing stability, as well as connection to loving relationships for these older young people?
Thank you for the question. I think first and foremost, I think the best thing we can do for young people is work to prevent them from coming into foster care. How do we strengthen that family unit before it gets all the way down the line to where there is a referral or a need for child welfare? What can we provide that family? In-home services, concrete supports, things that address the poverty or the neglect or whatever it may be. That should be and is our focus. But when a young person does come into care, we have to really wrap around them. And first and foremost is trying to build that connection. Is that with the foster family? Is that with a coach, mentor? Every young person needs at least one caring adult they can rely on. They also do need effective supports. They need that are concrete. We need stable housing options, help with employment and education, and keeping health care, food supports. All of those things are necessary for a young person to survive and thrive. But again, we have to, first focus on that connection and then wrap around all those other supports and services.
You also indicated that youth need answers for legal questions. What kind of legal questions do they ask?
Youth do face time-sensitive legal challenges that hit during transition periods when youth have the least support, and that can escalate quickly. So things that are threatening young people's housing, educational goals, income, family stability. Some of the legal supports that we see needed are eviction defense, right? Being kicked out of their homes. Guardianship and custody support, access to vital records, navigation of public benefits. At Think of Us, we have community responders that every day meet with youth and families who are reaching out for support on those things. Through our navigation, our VSS, or our Virtual Support Services Navigator Technology Program. And it's a wraparound model that gives young people and families direct access to resources. And to go to your question, 18% of those requests from transition age youth have been related to legal representation.
Thank you.
But one more thing, sorry. The other main things above that, financial, food, housing, clothing, all of those concrete support things.
Ms. Clark, if I might ask you, and again, thank you for your work. Illinois has opted to provide extended foster care through age 21, which means that youth in our LifeSet program are provided with supervised or community-based housing. LifeSet, however, allows for exceptions to the requirement that older youth in foster care be employed or enrolled in school. If a youth fails or have a problem, does that affect their housing? And does it prepare you to help them feel comfortable and know that they're probably not going to lose it?
Thank you for that question. No, if a youth fails or they're not consistent with employment, that does not affect their housing. What we do is we go back to that innovation, God tree. We look up those housing. We look up that referral issue. Why is your education not stable? Why is your employment not stable? We are allowed to work on those things. We get interventions, we goal set, and we bring it back to ensure, like, hey, if you have consistent if you have consistent employment, you do well with education, whether it's a training program, whether it's you're going to school, you're trying to obtain your high school diploma or GED. This, in the long run, once your support is no longer with us, this will help you stabilize your placement and your housing in the future.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence.